In 2019, there were nearly 4.4 million adults under community supervision in the United States. That's equal to 1 in every 55 adult residents being on some form of correctional supervision in the community. These individuals are not allowed to travel freely. To travel to another state, they must first get permission from their supervising officer. To permanently relocate to another state, they must get approval through the Interstate Commission for Adult Offender Supervision.
You didn't tell me what we're doing.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Do me a favor, clap your hands. Okay. So you're gonna look at me
Okay,
the whole time?
all right.
All right, great. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
more comfortable now.
Okay.
All right, I'm good. Totally. I don't want to be in jail. I want to be a father, you know. I want to be a part of my son's life. I want to be a good guy. Addiction is vicious. It had its grasp on me. Now it doesn't. I'm moving forward. Things are good.
I'm going to manage her property for her. She's going to teach me the ropes, and I'm going to manage it for her. I won't get into trouble and need money anymore. So.
My husband-to-be bought a place in Virginia for us. More yardage to plant flowers and vegetables. I took care of my mom when she was passing, and then my sister Penny died a year ago this month, and that's why we're moving. Because I can't afford the mortgage. It's too expensive by the beaches, and the taxes are outrageous.
So right now, I'm just I'm waiting to get my probation transferred, really, from here to Tennessee, because I don't have a place to live out here anymore. I did, you know, I had everything before I did my time. I did my 2 years, lost everything, and so my wife and my son are in Tennessee with their nearest relatives. So I got to go out there to be with them.
I was asked by some of my family members that came to visit me last year before the COVID if I could restrain myself from getting in trouble, because I don't need to be spending more time away from them. And I promised them that I would do my best to not get in trouble. I got a lot of support out there. My family's really supportive, and as long as I hang with that, I'll be all right. And it's really nice to know that I'm supported in that way. There's a lot of guys that are less fortunate than me, and I'm very grateful for it.
I want to be back in my kid's life, you know. I want my youngest son to know that his mom's not some junkie drug dealer, and teach him the right way in life, you know. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the hustle. I'm tired of the game. I'm tired of getting beat on. I'm tired of getting robbed. I'm tired of just all of it, you know. There's nothing good in it. It seems like it's good while you're doing it, but if you think about it, it's really not. You know, what's going to happen in the end? You're either going to die or you're going to go to prison. And luckily, I went to prison. Yeah.
The mission is to govern the movement of individuals on probation and parole who wish to travel across state lines. And the intent is that the supervision continues without interruption. And so states agree to monitor that supervision for another state. And that allows for greater accountability and no disruption of a client's supervision. But I think it's more than that. I think it helps victims. I think it helps probation and parole offices because we've got a clear goal.
They have family in another state, and they think that it would be a good fit for them to move and start new somewhere else. We deal with people in conflict. We deal with people with significant trauma. Being able to help somebody and to get them to a better place and to enable them to live a crime-free life and be a productive member of our society. You can't understate the importance of that and how valuable that is. It feels good when it happens.
ICAOS governs how individuals involved in the justice system transfer their community supervision from one state to another. Its mission is to promote public safety and victims' rights while also providing individuals on probation or parole with the best chance of success in another state. Transferring to another state may allow these individuals to access positive relationships, resources, and a means of support. In an average year, the Interstate Compact supervises over 115,000 individuals.
My name is Dawn Michelle Craig White. I'm 49 years old. My mother met up with a biker man and he molested me when I was 10. And then I started getting locked up when I was 12. All my life, off and on, off and on. I'm not gonna cry. I was on the street since I was 14. I started stripping when I was 17, 16 and a half. Now finally on my 21st birthday, it's like, hey, I'm 21. They're like, what? And I'm sure they knew, but you know, they didn't care. It was the sex industry. You know, I did drugs back then. I drank real bad and I did cocaine since I was 13, acid, smoked pot, and I quit smoking that, or the powder, and that's what we did every night after we got off work. And I was like, I'm wasting all my money, so he said, try this, you won't have to spend as much. So that's when I got addicted to meth. And then I got caught, and I lost everything. Everything. I'm a softie. Everybody gets over on me. You know, I lost a lot of money in the game, but, you know, you live and learn. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive. And at this point, I wanna just get away from this area, these people. Still to this day, I'll, you know, go to Walmart and there's somebody that knows me. I'll go to Winder, or I'll go to Buford, or I'll go to Monroe. I go to, you know, Norcross, wherever. I see people that know me. You know, or I don't remember them if they remember me. Hey, you remember us? No. Well, we were at the motel. Well, I don't remember that either. But yeah, it's that bad. If it's easy and it's fun, it's probably the wrong direction. The right way is the hard way. Easy money isn't the way to make it. If you're not working your butt off to make a living, then you're doing something wrong. Don't let people's actions control your reactions. Know that if you do drugs or you drink, I mean, if you let it get out of control, it's going to lead you down the wrong way. You're going to end up dead or in prison.
Hi, I'm Leonard Tomaszewski. I'm 33 years old. By the time I was 16, 17, my father at the time was prescribed Oxycontin. So me and my older brother started taking stuff from him, and eventually, like, you know, after doing that for a month or so, not even knowing what addiction was at that point, I had built a tolerance to it, and that soon led to heroin amongst cocaine. I'd been out for a little while. I started using again. You know, obviously that took a really crappy route, and things started to fall apart. My son wasn't part of my life anymore, and started committing crimes again and violated probation. I think I ended up back in, and it's just like a whole nother start again, you know. I broke into my brother's house, nobody was home. I took a few items, brought them to the pawn shop. I didn't end up speaking to my brother for a few years after that. They obviously had to press charges to get their belongings back. God, grant me the serenity to accept things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
My name is Eddie Dominique Wagner, and it's none of your business how old I am. Well, I've been disabled since 1997. a bad car accident. I used to be paralyzed from the head down. You know, they told me I wasn't gonna make it, but I did. I had these 3 nurses that took care of me, and they came to my home and they did all kind of therapy with me and stuff, and they were so persistent because when I was in my car accident, I never got a chance to give up my crown for my pageant, that I was going to give up my crown, and I was in an accident that day. And I had never seen anything after that. It was all over. I'm on probation because I committed fraud. After I started healing and getting better, I just didn't report that I was getting better. It was an extra income. And, you know, and I just didn't report it.
My name is Samuel Joseph Ortiz. I'm an inmate here at the Warner Creek Correctional Facility. I just recently got a neck surgery done on my neck, and I was going to the pharmacy, but it happened to be closed. So I was looking for another substitutive way to kill some pain in my neck, so I went to the liquor store. Got all liquored up and went back there, and the lady said that I couldn't go back there to buy any more liquor from her, so I just took it. And they called the police. I got arrested and sent down to Lane County Jail. Went to court over that, and they established a 90-month sentence for me. It seems like every time I get to drinking alcohol, the law gets involved. So I just try to keep my head clear about drinking alcohol, no matter how much it appears to be in society and everything. I know other people's got some kind of vices and everything. Mine is the alcohol. I've done construction all my life. That's the cause of my neck injury. It was on a construction site. And I figured once I had the surgeons fix my neck again and get me back in good shape, good enough shape, I can get to working again.
My name is Lily Beth Ekholm, and I'm 65 years old. 8 years I was going to meetings, and then from 8th year to the 13th year, I didn't go to meetings. So I kind of blame myself for not going to meetings. It was my schedule. The 8 o'clock meetings were too late for me to go. So I relapsed for like 9 years. I would have the wine under my seat in my car. When I got off work, it was there waiting for me. And it was like Russian roulette, driving and drinking, and I don't recommend it to anybody. I highly say that at meetings, don't do it. You don't want to go what I went through. You don't want this. Me, myself, my individual is to stay away from it altogether. That's what works for me, is not to even touch it. Give me a Hershey bar hangover anytime. My Hershey bar or a piece of cake is my cocktail, you know. I was careless and really stupid and don't even know why I was drinking and driving. I reflect on it, and I don't like what I put my family through. I regret that, and I regret a lot of things. I'm happy now. I've got a good life. My guy, what I put him through and my sister through, I don't ever want to put them through that. I see people in AA that try to get the friendship with their children back that they missed when they were drinking. And I didn't have children, but I see them hurting. You can see it on their faces that they don't have that connection because their kids don't want nothing to do with them because of their drinking times. And they still pray that their kids will still someday talk to them. And I see that, and it breaks my heart to see these people go through that. I did humble myself when I got out of prison, and I'm just very fortunate somebody was looking out for me, that I didn't kill anybody.
Georgia's known for you come on vacation and you leave on probation. Kevin Garcia, I'm 27. The first time I was young, dumb. I did what I did, and I did the time for what I did. I get it. The second time, and I was at my highest, man. Like, Well, with money and everything, I was good. I was paying bills, everything was good. I was working, it's hard to earn money too. I just get put over on a speeding ticket and I go to jail for 2 years. It's like, that's mind-blowing, it's crazy. It's messing me up in the long run, man, because anything can violate your probation and just send you to jail for anything. Speeding ticket, whatever, you know what I mean? You know, I went to prison when I was 17. And I've been on my own since I was 17. Mom got deported. I don't have a dad. I'm on my own. That's another thing about this ICAOS thing. You know, if you're transferring and you're on your own like me, what are you gonna do? It's hard. The process takes 40, 45 days. I was like, I don't have that much time. What am I gonna do? You just have to wait until they transfer us. I got a wife and I got a family now to take care of, and he's 2 years old. Yeah, he's about to be 3 in August. Oh yeah, I miss him a lot.
The transfer process consists of several steps that are designed to ensure that the best chances for success exist in the other state. These steps include verifying that individuals involved in the justice system have a valid reason for transferring, and that effective supervision and rehabilitation will continue. To be eligible for a transfer, an individual must have at least 3 months or more on community supervision, have a valid supervision plan, and have a verifiable reason for wanting to transfer. They must also be in compliance with the current terms of their supervision. The Compact has a long track record of success in supervision and rehabilitation. The process usually takes between 30 to 45 days from beginning to end.
It's the first time I'm trying to transfer. I was not aware of the process. I thought it was just a simple thing where, you know, you sign a paper, they send it to the new state, and then they kind of take over. But it turns out like it's not even guaranteed that you can be transferred. It seems like it's been fair. It's been fair to me. You know, my stomach dropped a little bit when my probation officer had told me, oh, it's not guaranteed that Florida's going to accept you, because then that's another 2 years I'm away from my son, you know?
So she said as soon as it was denied, she sent another thing out there reiterating how much they think it'd be a lot better for me out there because I'm out here at the same people, place, and things. And that, you know, I have family that'll support me out there, I have friends out there that's gonna be there to support me, you know, through whatever happens. And they still denied me because of the family thing, you know, not having a family member at this time around. But yeah, it was real stressful, and I was upset about being denied twice, and then now I'm just waiting on this third go around and pray to God it goes through. You know, I'm ready for a change. I'm ready to settle down with my husband and, you know, do the right thing and get my visitation with my son and spend time with him, raise him, and hopefully be a part of the family again. But yeah, third time's charm. Hopefully it'll work. I pray it does. I'm really ready to go home, you know, ready to be back out there.
My probation officer highly recommended me be let off probation. And I was hoping and praying, and he denied it. Housing authority, I tried to find a place to live for 4 months, and nope, you're a felon. So it makes me think, well, who takes care of these women when they get out of prison? Where do they find a place if it's not their family? You know, where do they find a place to live?
I applied in the end of July, and I immediately, they told me the fees that I have to pay, and I paid the fees, and it was quick. It was really quick. They said it'd take 30 days, maybe more. When he sent my paperwork in, it took 3 days. They called my sister right away. And then probation took a little longer, like maybe 10 days. They went to my sister's house, checked out the house and everything. And maybe a couple of more days after, I got a call from here saying I'm good to go. It only took me about maybe 15 days. I do regret what I did and stuff like that. and just want my life to be back on track. Like it is going back on track. I'm doing fine. You know, I probably do better than most people get out of prison and stuff. I got a family that loves me and, you know, would do anything for me. You have to think positive if you're gonna make it.
The Interstate Compact really grew as kind of a gentleman's, gentlewoman's agreement between administrators in states and was created in the mid-1930s. And while that worked well in the early years because there were few transfers, there was little technology to support them, it was not surprising that those transfers were primarily between people who knew each other. 60 years later, the number of people being transferred had grown dramatically. And so you had prosecutors and judges, and where they wanted people transferred, and frankly, transferred immediately. Part of what we at the National Institute of Corrections began to look at this project, what is an interstate compact? The bottom line is that states have to agree with common language adopted by their state legislatures to agree to do business with each other.
I'm certainly appreciative of NIC and the early work they did to really help kick off and spearhead where this compact needed to go. And the day came when they knew they could take the training wheels off and let us go, and the compact's done that very successfully.
Research tells us that behavior change happens over time. It also tells us that there are key factors that influence an individual's transition away from a criminal lifestyle. They include strong ties to family and community, fulfilling employment, recognition of one's worth from others, feelings of hope and self-efficacy, a sense of meaning and purpose in one's life.
And it's one of the reasons why NIC continues to support the work of the Commission and will do so going forward. You know, historically, we know that things like employment, connections with family, and education, typically people will age out of crime. Nowadays, though, we're looking and we're showing through research that there are other things that we really need to be focusing on, and those include the importance of the role that hope and motivation play, having a social support network, being able to be believed in, and not having a criminal identity. Those are all things that really help people move away from crime over time. And so as you can see, it has moved and evolved from just public safety and containment to being able to get people to where they can reconnect with family, where they can potentially create a new place to start. The Commission allows people to do that through transferring.
I'm anxious. I can't wait to get down there. Time seems to be going by slow, but since Zach's been up here the last couple of weeks, we've been having some fun. When he's not here, I just try to stay busy and fill my time with yoga and praying and trying to humble myself a lot. If the transfer request isn't approved, we're gonna pretend that that's not a real thing. But if that was the case, then yeah, I'd have another year up here and that would be terrible. I can't even fathom that moment, so I'd really like to not dwell on that, but I mean, we would make it work. We do FaceTime and online gameplay and stuff like that, so I'm sure we would get through it.
I do miss my dad, because it's fun having him around. I like to go outside and play football with him, or watch movies, make YouTube videos, play video games. I wish you were with me back in Florida.
Aww.
Yeah, we've had our ups and downs. I'm going to say more good than bad. I'm Connie Tomaszewski. I'm Lenny. Tomaszewski's grandmother. We spent a lot of time with him when he was growing up. Almost up until he went to high school, he spent a lot of time here. He was always very kind, very sweet, never raised his voice like some kids would be very bratty. He wasn't bratty. I mean, we've had our ups and downs, you know, we've had our bad times. Some of them were really bad. But deep down, I know he's a very decent person. He's a very loving person. And the troubles he got into were not of his making, I like to think. They were influenced by outside factors because he is a good person. Love you.
Love you.
Oh, I grew up with just my mom. No one else around, just my mom. I had rules, be home before 9 o'clock, and she would tell me, you know, don't be bad, don't do things you're not supposed to do, just like any mom would, but, you know, I did them anyways, because she wasn't with me while I was out doing my thing, you know, so. My mom raised 2 kids, you know, me and my brother, on her own. From what I can remember since I was a kid, my mom used to work from morning, probably 6, 7 in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. My freshman year here, I was, 18 already in 9th grade still, because I failed 9th grade, so I had to do 9th grade over. I just dropped out. I dropped out when I was 18. Indio, me and my friends did that. And we did that just to come up on some money quick because I had another girlfriend working there. And she was like, oh, they fired me. Can you go in the restaurant and take the safe? I know where it's at. And I was like, I don't know, maybe. And another friend said, yeah, man, let's do it, man. She already said she knows where it's at and it's got money. Like, it's gonna be easy. We just go in and out. So I got convinced. I was like, all right, let's do it. I should have listened to my best friend, but I didn't. What I fear for my son is just him going through what I went through, like on the getting in trouble side. You know, I don't want him to go through probation. I don't want him to go through ICAOS. I don't want him to do what I did.
Each year, approximately 2/3 of the 2.3 million people who exit probation or parole successfully complete their supervision. This includes individuals who are being supervised through the Compact. A number of factors can affect an individual's success on supervision. Evidence-based practices, such as matching individuals to services and programs, are factors that improve success.
She's like, you put your makeup on a little too dark. I'm like, what? So she showed me. You gotta make it fade and make it blend. But as they're showing me, they're bringing me shots. They're trying to get me nervous from getting up on the stage. That's scared to death. But I did it. And that was my life for 13 years. She's been more of a mom to me and family to me than my own mother. That's how I feel she is. She's like my mom. She gets on to me just like my mom.
She's okay. She gets on my nerves at times, you know, but that's typical with 2 females living together.
Tell them the truth. I get on her nerves. I don't do what she wants me to do.
She sleeps all the time. She's on the phone all the time. Yeah, typical daughter.
Yeah. Just ever since I was a teenager, you know, I just love the hair bands. And then just listen to the music. I love it. So one of them probably have a drum and the other one may not. It doesn't have to be perfect. Only a drummer would know. First thing Anthony will say, there's something missing. And then from there, I started dating this other guy, Jerry. He's tattooed on my back. That's my dad's thing, too. Every time I got a guy's name, I made sure it was, you know. And I told him, well, if you ever break up with me, it's my dad's name. If you ever break up with me, it's my brother's name.
the people that are helping me with the process of transferring from Connecticut to Virginia. They've been good. They've been really good, and I hope to hear good news. Well, they put the paperwork in Monday, and I'm hoping to hear. I've been peeking at my emails daily. There was nothing yesterday. She did say that it was going to be it was a 45-day process.
Yes.
Which I was hoping that it would be less than that, right?
Yeah, she said don't get your hopes up because sometimes they do go 45 days.
I have a lot to look forward to. It's a new beginning, and it's with him. We are anxious, and
Well, the other thing is too that her medical situation, when she gets down to Virginia, she has to reset up her entire medical
doctors,
her attention and everything. So this kind of holds us up too on that. So there's a lot of anxiety because of the stress of trying to coordinate with all this confusion going on, and yes, no, yes, and
well, yeah, I get stressed and I get anxious and I get depressed, and if I didn't have probation, it'd be an easy move. The road home is a new beginning for me. I'm happy, excited. I can't wait. I have a lot to look forward to.
As we went about the creation of a new Interstate Compact, it became important for us to create a steering committee and to formulate the draft language of what a compact would look like. Pat Tuthill became one of the closers for us. It was not surprising if Pat went into those states and told her story and talked face-to-face with legislators in key decision-making roles. It was very difficult for them not to decide that they wanted to see that compact passed.
Hi, I'm Pat Tuthill, the Executive Director of the Peyton Tuthill Foundation. The foundation is about helping young survivors who have lost a parent or sibling to homicide. They are awarded a college scholarship, but the most important benefit of the foundation is to hold them up and help them reclaim their shattered lives. I lost my young daughter to a very violent, brutal homicide. She had graduated, moved to Denver. She was there about 6 months, and someone who was incarcerated in Maryland for 20 years was released after 22 months and unsupervised and put on a Greyhound bus. And he had been violent and undisciplined while he was in prison also, and moved into a halfway house in the neighborhood she was in. And in the middle of the day, then she returned home to change clothes and let out her dog, Maggie, and she never left again. This man had been stalking her. She went through the front door and he came through the back door. After the devastation it left my family and our lives, and I thought about taking my own life, I realized that would be killing my surviving daughter and husband. I told God how much I hated him every day. Every day. A few months later, I thought I have to be able to get up out of bed and go on with life. And I prayed. I got on my knees and prayed. Lord, show me the way. Show me the way. I need to stand up. An hour later, I had a call from my local legislator. 2 hours later, I was in his office. At that point, issues and the transfers of how I lost Peyton, it made no sense. So I started on a mission to change law, to enact law and legislation for public safety. And it was in that journey across the country and meeting then hundreds, thousands of victims and victims' families that I realized what I could do to help uplift other kids. I didn't do that very well with my own daughter. I literally abandoned her, and I traveled across the country to anybody that would listen to get my point across. And for 6 years, I lived in airports or in cars or strange hotels or wherever.
What's new with me is my transfer went through because I went up there and married my college sweetheart. I'm happy, I'm very happy, you know, but I'm just nervous.
She was just like everybody else is when they get here. They don't know what's going on and what they're supposed to do. They know that it's not working for them out there on the streets, so they come here and try to hear someone else who's been where she's been. And it seems to work like that. We help each other.
But I'm ready to go to Austin. All my favorite places closed down, so I'll be safe. It's gonna be hard because we're gonna live in an RV on the property where he works at until we save up the money to get a place. I told him I don't want to just rent nothing. If we're gonna get something, I want to own it. And I know where I'm going to, you're gonna be thinking, what the hell? You went from living in this house to, yeah. But I'll be away from what I need to be away from. I'll be around sober people, business people. I need to be around that instead of around where we were at earlier.
I'm gonna be moving down to Florida, and in just a couple of weeks, it's been approved. My son and my family lives in Florida, so I look forward to being back with him. Just be with him. Just that father-son connection. Even if we're not doing anything, if we're just laying there, it's the best thing ever. It's better than any other relationship or anything. Father-son bond is incredible. I'd give up anything for it. Just being close by him and playing and doing stuff, it just totally completes me. Being there for his sporting events, being there for school, being there for Boy Scouts. But I am still anxious about making the transfer. But I mean, it's nerve-wracking moving from the north to the south. It's a new start. New people, new friends, new career, new adventures.
The sun was coming out. I thought it was gonna be dark, but the release counselor guy, he came right into the unit. Are you ready to go? Yeah. He goes, good, get your stuff, let's go. And my sister was at the end of the walkway hanging out, and I just ran up there and gave her a hug. I was just like super glad to know my sister showed up. I saw her standing there. My sister, I could tell she was all teared up. Then I started getting all teared up. It was just the emotions. There was a lot of stress that you could feel it leaving. You just felt like a big old burden leave your chest. And then have all the guys in the chow hall looking at you going, bye! I was like, yeah, that's right. Wow, man, I wasted my life and a lot of money getting drunk. I could have been more productive and spent that money in a more useful way. I started drinking right when I got into high school. When I was about 16 years old. And then I got into construction, and everybody in construction was drinking. And it was almost like who could drink more than the other person when it was in construction. And on the weekends, we'd go out, spend a lot of money on getting drunk. I guess because everybody goes with this, if you got native blood and you're drinking alcohol, you do really wild, out of control, unthoughtful things. It's kind of like a stigma, but I could see where they're all coming from, you know, because I'm a whole different animal when I'm drinking. It is bad. We're supposed to be braves, and braves sit around doing brave things. They take care of their family, they oversee the health and security of their community and stuff like that. There's a lot of strive and struggling going on with the Native community. And if you're all spend most of your time or your life with all your drunken buddies, you're not taking care of the other people that you love. I know because when you're sober, that's when you're supposed to be religiously involved with your spiritual practices and stuff. You do not mess around with narcotics or any of the alcohol stuff while you are in possession of any native spiritual items or when you're doing any songs. Grandfather Creator, we are grateful for you hearing our prayers. We are grateful for you sending our prayers out to our loved ones. Oh.
I get up in the morning. Well, I don't actually jump up and put my hair on. I lay around and give me a cup of coffee every night. I don't really drink coffee, but I have to have a taste for it. Like today, I had a taste for it. I usually get up, brush my teeth, take a shower, get dressed, and if I'm going somewhere, that's when I apply my hair. Or if somebody's coming over to see, so then I'll apply my hair and, you know, fix me up and hit it. So yeah. Well, I'm about to move tomorrow to Chicago. The road home has been stressful, long. It's been long. A lot of anxiety, a lot of worrying. I feel a little nervous. It's been 20 years since I lived in Chicago, so I feel kind of nervous and kind of good at the same time. Hoping everything goes well. I'm not looking for the worst, but you know, things do happen, so, you know, it's a big change. I can't wait to move. Probably do some hair, but I'm gonna find other things to do. I'm gonna do a website because I'm a retired female impersonator. So I'm gonna do a website and start doing my shows on there too.
Those relationships that you form with probationers over the years, and you see their struggles and you hear where they've come from, you can't help but want better things for them. Without probation officers, a lot of times these people won't have access. And I feel like we've been given that opportunity to really make a difference. That's been a big part of my career and enjoying this career.
I think people deserve a second chance. People make mistakes, right? And I've made mistakes. It's so important to give people an opportunity to be in an environment where they feel that they can remain crime-free.
The more and more I did it, I came to realize that I had a big influence on people's lives.
The key is that they need to start their incarceration thinking about the end of their incarceration, and that they need to take advantage of the opportunities that the department has for them, and to work with the people or entities in the community that can help them be successful when they leave.
The advice that I have for them is to ensure that they have a solid plan, a plan of supervision, a job preferably lined up, support somebody or some people that are willing and able to provide support and assist them while they're under supervision in that other state.
So we've evolved to a place of, let's set some goals together. What do you want to be? Who do you want to become? And if the individual doesn't want to change, well, then our supervision's easy. We'll focus on the conditions of supervision. We'll hold them accountable. But when they show motivation, when they get excited about changes in their lives, reconnecting with family, being clean and sober, then we can set goals. Supervision is a short period of time in someone's life. What we're looking for is for someone to gain skills that they're going to use through the rest of their life so they don't come back into the system. The greatest achievement for us is when we never see these individuals again, because they blend back into society like the rest of us. And it means that they've been able to move on, make some positive changes, and not return to the system.
I love being home because I'm around my family, my friends, familiar places, got a lot of support. Every place that I go doesn't remind me of meth labs. That's, what he does. He works here and he fixes these cars. He's a mechanic and a body man, paint and body man. Took me 6 months to transfer back to Texas. I'm comfortable, but I'm nervous. Everything's changed, A lot of things is new. So I just got to get out there and learn everything, the roads again. I wanted to be a nurse because I wanted to help people. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that need help. I mean, I needed it whenever, I was younger and I couldn't get it, Now I want to be a drug counselor. So it's kind of like a nurse for juveniles. The reason why I moved out here is so I could get my son back. I have to go to court and get visitation rights, and then I can slowly work it back into him moving back in with me, that I love him with all my heart. And that I want him to come home one day. I want him to meet his dad. And I want him to see that I'm not the bad person that they're portraying me to be. I love my son. I just can't stand having to argue with my parents over and over and over that they should have never got the courts involved. I gave them temporary custody while I was locked up, and they promised they'd give him back whenever I got out. He's very intelligent, a lot like his mama and a lot like his daddy. I can see both of us in him. I was okay with it at first, but then they changed up on me. They told me I was the bad guy for getting caught. They couldn't tell me I was the bad guy for selling drugs because they did it themselves. They couldn't tell me I was the bad guy for doing drugs because they did it themselves. All they could do was tell me I was a bad guy because I got caught. That's what my mom said. It's because you got caught. And then she called and told me she had breast cancer, and she's starting chemo and stuff, so I went and bought her a wig, and I'm just wondering how, she'd be able to take care of my kid while she's, doing that chemo, because it really messes him up, makes him sick. I think my mom's having a hard time. And she said, over the years, that she wishes I'd hurry up and get things straightened out, because I think my son's, wearing on her.
Growing up in a family with being the baby of 8 children, I had firsthand experience in the criminal justice system. Not myself, but my siblings. So it was difficult to see that my mom visiting them in jail or me visiting them in jail. It was difficult, but that was definitely my motivation for this line of work.
I love the commission because it allows people a fresh start. I can't change you. You can't change me. But through conversation and through support and dialogue, we can learn about how we impact each other.
We know from the science that just locking people up for a period of time does not change their behavior, and opportunity to recidivate when they're released from incarceration is much, much higher if you don't address their criminality. It's just about getting people to a better place, and that's not about just following the conditions of probation. It's about how you engage the client, identifying their risk areas, their need areas, and getting them into the right programs.
We all have some basic common needs. We have more similarities than dissimilarities. And I see that as my role in life, engage one person at a time. And that comes about with making change.
Good person, He understands his personality, his looks. He's been through a lot in his life, so we just get along good. He don't drink and do drugs. His parents did a good job, I think.
I'm David White. I'm 50 years old, and I'm Don White's husband. I picked her up one day from the bar where she was working. She came out, and it was at shift change, and she hopped in my car and said, "Give me a ride." And it was history from there. Yeah. She's smart, beautiful, intelligent. She's a great person. She's good to friends, people, and works hard. A little brisk, but that's okay. We love that about her. Her humor, her smile, her intelligence, her attitude sometimes. I love you, baby.
On Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 1 o'clock, I do the books, life skills books and anger management books and counseling books, and it helps. Chemical dependency book, it keeps you aware of things that you could do to keep yourself from going and getting loaded. I was supposed to have a follow-up surgery on my neck because my spinal cord is still being choked out. It always messes with my ability to use my arms. I would want them to relieve the pressure off of that so I can function at 100% again, and then go out there and get some construction again.
That much prison time and then get out to nothing again, like, that's gonna just probably get you locked up again. And I was like, no, I can't live like that. I don't wanna live like that. So that's what really made me wanna change. In the long run, you know, don't do it because it's just gonna make you wanna steal more and bigger things, and then those bigger things is a harsher crime. You're gonna get caught eventually, you're gonna go to jail, you're gonna go to prison.
Kevin's transfer did not meet the housing and employment requirements under the compact. His request for transfer was ultimately denied. On average, 72,000 individuals on probation or parole apply for interstate transfer each year, with over 250,000 being supervised through the compact. Roughly 78% of all Interstate Compact transfer requests get accepted. Eddie did not show up for his final interview in Chicago. Lily and Ken moved to Virginia upon her approved transfer.
I'm home. I'm in Marco Island, Florida. It's been busy. The last 2 months has been busy. There's been a lot going on. It went by quick in Connecticut. And now I'm here. It happened fast. I can't believe I'm here already. My mom and dad weren't in the picture. They didn't have the time or the capability to financially take care of me when I was younger, so I grew up with my grandparents, and I spent a lot of time with them and their friends, the older crowd. They were my best friends. Looking back on it now, I would say it's a passion of mine to just hang out with the older crowd and stay engaged and be involved in their lives. It makes me happy. I do love my mom, and my stepfather is great. They're very supportive. They welcomed me back after everything that I put them through. I'm back with my son. We started doing stuff. I've only been here 2 days. It's been amazing. I'm thrilled. So I get to be in his life and see him grow up and play sports and do things, and he gets his dad. So that's huge. That was a big part of me coming down here, to be in his life and make sure he doesn't make the same mistakes that I made. This time I'm actually putting in the work to make the changes. Just location, friends, even activities. I'm staying out of the bars. I'm active in church a lot. I'm doing the NA meetings. I'm going to therapy. Soon I'm going to start to look for work, stay involved, stay engaged with Zach's life, try to get involved in some community activities, meet some new people, working on my sobriety. I'm doing a lot of work on myself to make sure that this, the stuff that I've done in the past never happens again. I don't want it to, and it's not going to. There's a lot more structure, there's more discipline. I have a strong foundation to go off of now.
I love him a lot. He's my son. We just have the sponge, you know. And it's like I've done what I could do to try to help him all along, as much as I could do. I just want the best for him. I want him to succeed. I'm thankful he's still here. You know, he just tells me like he's sorry for what he's done to me and to Harry and to Zach. He always turns back to his faith, which I'm thankful for that. I'm a little nervous about the whole thing, but you know, we've been through a lot. I want to give him a chance because I feel like if I don't give him a chance, who's going to give him a chance?
When my dad wasn't here, I felt lonely and not happy because I didn't get to play with him. And now that he's here, I am happy and I get to have a good time with him. I like having my dad around because then we get to do stuff. We like to play football and go in the water and swim and like
take pictures.
Take pictures, I guess, yeah.
And help out with schoolwork, or he could help me out, maybe teach me a thing or two from his schoolwork.
I would like to thank ICAOS for letting my dad come home.
Love you.
Love you.
I really enjoy working with the commissioners that are appointed, even the deputy compact administrators I've worked with many years. They're a great group of folks. They make a large country feel smaller, which I think is what contributes to the success of this commission.
I think working in the criminal justice system provides some very unique opportunities that you just wouldn't get to experience anywhere else. The movement of 250,000 people a year around our nation. And being involved on the commission affords an opportunity to help influence what that looks like, how it's done, how successful it can be, and for your resilience and unwavering commitment to the Interstate Compact. I want to thank each of you.
The road home is a journey. ICAOS plays a vital role in that journey by providing individuals with a fresh start. While prioritizing community and victim safety, ICAOS promotes positive change in individuals by assisting them in relocating to environments that will support their new lives free of crime. Between the years of 2012 and 2022, almost 620,000 individuals transferred their supervision. Frontline officers and agents, with the support of ICAOS, guide individuals on their journey home.
I've been on the road, I've been doing shows. Now we eating steak, remember sleeping on the floor. We stealing at the gas station when the time was cold. In the kitchen, hot, still trying to flip it out the stove. Rocking fake J's, praying that nobody know. Watch them take my dog away, it was way too hard to stay composed. Fight to see the light of day, all this blood on my clothes. I was tired every day, green light, it's time to go. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Die too young. 100 miles per hour, I might crash, cause the good die young. Yeah, the good die young. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home. Right back where I left because I know my people needed me. Diamond in the rough, I don't know what it is they see in me. Go down as a legend in my city cause we beat the streets. Trying to spread the wealth around the block, no I can't keep from me. Told me I should leave. I see the bigger picture and it's way bigger than me. Can't be living like a king, but my people need to eat. If I got it, then you got it, we gon' get back on our feet. And I put it on me. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Or die too young. 100 miles per hour, might crash cause good die young. Yeah, but here I come. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home. I'm coming back home. I'm coming back home. Y'all coming back home. Y'all coming back home. I'm coming back home. Y'all coming back. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more.